welcome to the crack of dawn. I'm so glad I'm here tonight with you all tonight on the crack of dawn. It is today, oh my gosh, it's September 22nd, so it's the day after fall. The first day of fall was yesterday. I don't know about where everybody was, but if you were in Connecticut, it was absolutely gorgeous weather. I couldn't believe it. So I'm working on these horses. I had kind of a last minute show at Miss Porter's school. So hopefully this airs before the show, which I think it will. And my guest tonight was supposed to be Greer Torrance, who is the painting instructor, one of them, but he has been there for years and years and years and years and years. His name is Greer Torrance. He's just incredibly talented. He was going to be on tonight, but he's coming down with probably worse than something I have. So we're postponing his. He's going to come on later, probably October 28th. He'll be my guest. So we'll be seeing him later on. But he was so kind back in 2012, and he gave me a show at Miss Porter's. And if you've ever been into Miss Porter's, a lot of people, you can't just like walk in off the street, because it's high security. And, there's a lot of people there that have, kids with, that need security really. And just whatever, when private school was private, so you can't just walk in. But if you come to my show and you say that you're a guest of Dawn Lombardi's, it is October 7th. I'm not sure what time. I'm just going to guess 6 to 8, but I'm not sure. So you're going to have to check on the website. I do a lot of horse racing, and my daughter had said, Mom, maybe, that's kind of, a lot of people think horse racing's mean. And I'm like, really? Yeah, you're right. You're kind of right. And she said, well, maybe you should do other kinds of horses, not just horse racing. So I'm going to be adding to the mix. I'm not just doing horse races this time. I was going to do some Triple Crowners. This actually is Justify. He is the last Triple Crown winner after American Pharoah. Beautiful looking horse. I'm working from a picture. So, of course, courtesy of Getty Images. And, I'm kind of taking that photograph and doing what I want with it to make it mine. I always say, courtesy of whoever was the photographer or whatever. But, again, switch it around and, let's see what happens with this one. So anyway, a beautiful space in Miss Porter's. I haven't been in there, so thanks, Greer. I've been in there. I'm going to paint while we're going. I've got pretty much all the color browns that I need. These are foam plates. And see, if you need another one, it's right here. So you just put that one under this one. And then, you've got extra space if you need it, especially in a bind like me right now. I don't want to keep getting up. So anyhow, walked into Miss Porter's. They've redone the entire dining hall, which is called the Daisy, because if you go to Miss Porter's, you're a daisy. It's so cute. And when you graduate, they have this big daisy chain. Someone said it was like $10,000 to make that thing. I don't know what happened to it now, but of course they used Haworth's forever. And that's the best flower shop in town. It's just amazing. So if you do come to the show October 7th, it's a Monday night. I'll have probably 20, hopefully new paintings, but it's been really hard to paint with my back problem. So I'm hoping to have 20 new paintings. Every time I have a show, I usually don't like to show older work, but a lot of artists do, so I'm not going to feel bad if I have to. So this particular horse is called I think it's a bay. A bay is a little bit darker, so I gotta remember my horse terms here, but a bay is a very dark color, almost like a dark brown. So this could be a bay, and I can't remember the name of I had a horse named Goldie that was this color, and I don't think he was called a bay, a chestnut. So this is more of a chestnut. And a bay would be like a very dark brown horse. Not necessarily a thoroughbred, but yes, a bay, B-A-Y. And this is a chestnut. A lot of quarter horses are this color, but clearly this is no quarter horse. This is a thoroughbred, because all of the race horses are. So I was doing the race horses. I'll have a lot of equestrian stuff in there. My daughter, one of her best friends is Maddie, and she rides equestrian, and I thought, you know what, I should do some of those. Other than Mary Ann Briganti, I haven't done a lot of equestrian. So I decided that I could throw some of those in. So I'm going to do that, and that's kind of fun. I forgot about a lot of people that ride, actually, the triplets on Nicole's daughters on Main Street. Triplets, they're so cute, and then there's another one, Nicolina, I think her name is. They're so cute. But they ride these horses, competitively. So that's kind of fun too. So I'm going to try to throw in some different horses here into the mix. And when you walk into the Daisy from Maine. So if you're coming into the art gallery for October 7th, you're going to walk right into that brick building that's at the intersection of Mountain Road and Main Street. Parking, what you want to do is go up to the Barney Library, which is off Church Street. It's right across the street from Miss Porter's. And most likely the library will be closed by then. So there'll be plenty of parking, and you just cross the street. Be careful. Even though there's crosswalks, oh my God, you got to be careful. You know, I tell the kids, even when you're driving, you know, I've seen so many people run, not yellow lights, like red lights, you know? And it's kind of scary when you have kids riding around. Not just that, anybody. So you're going to remember that the horse isn't going to be the same color brown everywhere. And, you know, I'm going to tweak this later because I want it perfect. And, you know, I don't know if they're all going to be perfect. I'm going to try. This is Justify. I don't know who's up on him. I can't remember who's up on him that rode. It might have been the Irish guy. You know, John Velasquez is my favorite jockey of all time, pretty much. But there's so many. There's the Ortiz brothers, Iram and Isram, I think. I can't remember their names. One begins with an I. I think they both begin with an I. But they're both from Cuba, I believe. And the Ortiz brothers, great riders now. John Velasquez is probably ready to retire. I'm not sure. Sorry, John. But he's been around for a long time. And he still wins races. But there's a time, you know, like everybody, athletes, you know, can't only ride that much. I'm going to go right in and do these boots, okay? And notice how, you know, it just gets crisper every time. It's so much fun. When Greer comes on the show, we're going to have a mixing competition. It's going to be a lot of fun. So he went to Yale, which is crazy. I didn't go there. But a lot of my professors actually went to school with Greer. So like Michael Monahan, and I hung out with Michael all the time because I switched my major at Boston University to art education. So when I switched my major to that, like all of my studies immediately, you know, turned towards like, you know, an internship. Thank God I was in Wellesley, Mass, which was really fancy and nice. But sometimes you don't get a great internship, you know. I got kind of a rich area, which, you know, whatever. It was nice. Wellesley's really nice now. So I got that. But anyway, my friends that picked painting majors were still hanging out in the studios with like Michael and Richard Raislis, and Greer knows him too. So that was really fun. So thanks, Greer. I already sent him a thank you card. So fun. So that'll be fun. So thanks if you can make it out to the show. I'd love it. I am going to do probably, I don't know about all horses. My daughter was like, Mom, you don't have to do all horses. And I'm like, well, I do like to have a theme. But you know what? It's my show. I can do what I want. So I might add some, I've got a great one of Sophia Loren. I might throw that in. It is an all-girls school. Who doesn't love Sophia Loren, you know? But it's a big, big painting. It's huge. So we're doing his goggles. Now notice, it's so funny because my dad told me this. So he's like, so these horse jockeys, they are going so fast. I think they're going, Rich, I don't know, but I think my dad said they run about maybe 45 to 50 miles an hour. I think I'm going to go with 45. I'm not sure, but that's pretty darn fast. So they're running with all these horses in front of them. And notice how the jockey has a pair of glasses on his face, but then he has another pair on top of his head. And the funny thing is behind those that are on top of his head, I believe they peel off and there's more and more and more. So during the race, I believe they just fling them. But I don't know. My dad said they just throw them, but I don't know because then, you know, it's sort of like throwing your Diet Coke six-pack thingy, the plastic thing into the ocean is going to strangle the turtles. I would imagine if you were throwing off glasses, the guy behind you could get his hoof caught in it or whatever. So I don't really know the rules on that, but it's so weird. But my dad said that those things get so, I mean, the dirt is flying at your face. So they just peel them off and throw them. I don't know where they throw them. Maybe they have to throw them like, I suppose if they know how to throw them far out of the track. I have no idea. It's crazy. So we're going to get this thing done. I don't have that many days left. And the next episode, we're going to work on one of Nettie's friend who rides. Her name's Maddie. And actually, Maddie just took us to her dad's rock concert. Yeah, he's a rock star. I'm not going to tell you who he is or where he lives. Somewhere in the area. But anyway, it was crazy. Like, I was like, what? This is crazy. Can you imagine Dad doing that? So anyway, I thought, wow, maybe I'm going to paint some horse paintings. You know, equestrian was what it's called. But she does a lot of that. So it's just amazing, these talents that these people have in the area. And then for crying out loud, there's Coachy coming back on, of course. Coachy's going to come on. And I don't know if he got COVID or what the heck he got, but he's got a lot of bears. I want to talk about his bears because the bears are back. Notice how I'm using the same brush? And it's funny because you tell the kids at school, now pick whatever brush you want. You know what they do? They have a paper this big, and they pick a brush like this. And then you say, you know, you don't mean to be mean, but I'm like, you sure you want to use that brush now? And they'll still say, yes. And then I go over it again. You sure about that? Because, you know, see the size of this and the size of what you're doing? They don't know. This is what they say. Yes, I'm positive. So you know what? I used to fight them. You know, oh, why don't you do a little brush? Now I'm just like, you know what? Forget it. Let them screw up the whole thing. And then the next time, they're going to say, you know what? That brush was terrible. I should have picked a smaller one. So that's sort of a teachable, sort of the way I teach. Not all the time. Because when you have 25 kids at once, or 27 is what the limit is, that's a lot of kids to be painting at the same time. So sometimes I just say no. Or if someone's a real, you know, just driving me crazy, there's no way I'm going to let them mess around if they don't know how to behave. But yes, someone that, you know, genuinely thinks that that brush is going to work, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tell you it's not, but you go ahead, let me know how it works out. And you know what? That's a great way that I've learned how to teach, because sometimes, you know, it's not life or death. If it was something like that, like, oh, okay, it's home ec. Okay, you want to put the pizza on 500? It's going to blow up the oven, but you know what? Go ahead. We'll just blow up the oven, and then next time we'll put it on 400, and nothing will happen. But you know what I mean? It's like painting a picture. It's not a life or death situation. It's fine. Speaking of, my daughter at the high school, oh my God, she takes a jewelry making class. I can't even believe they offer this. I mean, this is like 1970s. It's like, God, they could have a Woodstock concert here in the, well, we did have chicken stock. Jen, remember Jen Villa came on the show. Jen, it was a fantastic night. We all went to chicken stock. I'm off the subject now, but chicken stock was at Hine Farm. Jen Villa, I don't know how she does it. You know, a lot of people think like, oh, I could never do it without my husband, or oh, I can never do it without my sister. I mean, I know it's a team, but I'll tell you, that girl, her sons help, her mother helps, her dad helps, Ernie, you know, I mean, he's great riding the hay. So it is a group effort, but you know what they told me? Her family, Ernie and her mom, they were like, it's all Jen. You know, we just do what she tells us to do. So the mother's like, if she tells me to go cut some flowers and sit at the booth and sell some popcorn, that's what I do. And I mean, that's just great. But they really gave her a lot of credit, and I do too, because that's just crazy. You know what I mean? It's hard to up and, you know, kind of, it's like me. I mean, I love teaching, but geez, how much would I love doing this instead of doing that all day? But I mean, I do like it, and I am good at it. And I'll tell you, my colleagues are phenomenal. I have to tell you. You know, people say, oh, you work in Hartford. It's like, you wouldn't even believe it. The people that I work with, unbelievable. And they're from all over. Chris, hi Chris. Chris is from Bridgeport, so he can't watch. But Chris, if you're watching on YouTube, Chris comes from Bridgeport to Hartford every day. Another girl comes from New York, Dawn. She has the same name as me. We can't believe it. And she has the same birthday as my sister, September 18th. Happy birthday. Yep, my sister's birthday was the other day. You know what I sent her? I went to TJ Maxx and I found this big, like, clamshell with a rope on it. And it was soap. And I was like, this would be so cute for my sister's outdoor shower, you know? I don't mind the outdoor shower, but the only thing is, like, if I'm going to be showering and there's going to be a wood spider in with me, you know, because those things are all wooden. And, you know, there's water, wood, you know, spiders, webs, you know, oh my gosh. So that's the only thing. But I got it for her, you know, thinking there's no way she's going to be afraid of spiders if she has an outdoor shower. But, I mean, I had to call my husband the other day. I was like, get in here. And he would get mean. What do you mean? Hold on. Yeah, he was kind of mean. You know, what? And I didn't tell him, because if I said there's a spider, he probably wouldn't even have come. So I'm like, hurry, hurry, hurry. He ran in, and I was like, paper towel, quick, 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 quick. This is what he did. He just took his hand, and like went like that, you know, because it was on the ceiling. He just took his hand and went like this and just smushed it and then closed it up and threw it in the trash. I mean, I could never. There's no way I could smash a spider with my bare hand. Ugh, I can't even stand them. You know what I mean? I can't stand them. And it's to think that it's littler. I'm almost more afraid of a spider than a bear. It's crazy. I can't stand it sometimes. I just can't. So we're doing this kind of, you know, chestnut color. I don't know. This horse could be a bay, but again, you know, I've painted people's houses a lot. And then they get the, you know, the painting. And they're like, my house is actually colonial red, not, you know, industrial red. And I'm like, look, I copied a picture. I did it from a photograph. What it's called is called the light. You know, the light is hitting it wrong, you know, and that's it. I mean, the light is hitting it a different way than what you see. 10 minutes, Rich comes out with these cards, and it says 10. Yeah. Thank God he didn't have 01. I would have thought a minute left. But anyway, I'm going to try to get this thing presentable. Now, of course, these are going to look really good from far away, because when you walk into my gallery, or it's called the, what's it called? Let me think. The Gilbert Gallery. Donated by, I believe it was Ann Gilbert. And then the front door of Miss Porter said it was donated by someone Avery, who is the great grandniece of Sarah Porter. So again, these schools, you know, have to rely on a lot of alumni for support for new things, you know. That school is absolutely gorgeous, though. And Greer used to live, you know, in one of the houses. And it was just the most darling thing. I don't know what the inside looked like. I've never been in it. But it had a wraparound porch that went all the way around it. And, you know, he doesn't live there anymore because he moved. But, I mean, oh, my God. It was just gorgeous. I'm going to do a little bit of white mixed in with this. So I'm going to try to make the mane, you know, sort of like it's catching some light, even on his ear. Just the tip of the ear. And then a tip. I might even put some orange in there, but I'm not doing it yet. I'm just doing some of his mane there. All right. It's funny that when you're riding in a competition equestrian, you have to braid everything. You braid their hair perfectly. It's actually a big part of the show is how the horse looks. And these, not so much. I mean, obviously they're beautiful horses, but they don't braid anything. The mane, I don't think. Maybe they do. I've never noticed. I usually notice when I'm painting them, all the mane is like flowing in the wind. So I'm just going to add some of that highlight there. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in it and then a lot more white for a second. And I'm just going to make it look like his mane is hitting the light and his ear, okay? And you should be able to see it. Now, again, if I don't like it later, I just go over it. No big deal, okay? I'm just going to put in some of this, like so it has some light on it. And then I'm going to put a little on the ear over here. And then I'm going to do a little over here where it's hitting him. And you can see he's sort of getting some light. Now, even though his face could be the same, I don't like that yellow. I'm going to tone it down. So I'm just going to grab some brown, and I'm going to tone it down, you know? And you can always go over this stuff. So I will be hanging my work, and it will hang for a month. So if you can't go to the opening night at Miss Porter's, you can still go. I don't know how. You're going to have to ask someone if you can get in the front door. I don't know if you can. But it will hang. Maybe, of course, you probably could. You just have to ask. But it will hang for a month till November 2nd. And I'll have to take that down at some point that day, which will be great. And hopefully I'll sell a lot. I don't know. You know, you never know. That would be fun if I sold some. I'm going to put a little bit more of his mane here because, you know, it's kind of catching the wind there. Okay. And then I'm going to go in and just work the background just a touch. Now, what you want is the background is going to be more faded and the horse is going to come forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pink. I liked the pink before, but I think I'm going to go over it with some white and see if I like it a little bit better, like a lighter pink. Okay. It's just a little too, I don't know. It's a little too pink for me. So I'm going to try to tone it down a little. I liked the pink in the picture, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. I might. And we want to make it look like he's going fast. So you want your lines to go kind of that way, if you can. and it'll like make it look like he's going a little bit faster. I don't think I got some on the ground. And if you do get some on the ground, it's so easy to get off. It's acrylic paint. Yeah, so chicken stock was great. The bands were great. My friend Marie brought me my ticket, even though Jen had already given me one. So that was so nice. Thanks, Marie. And, you know, we tried to get together. Still thinking about Christina, you know, my friend, Christina. I think about her every day. Wish she was still here with us, but, you know, she's here in memory, and we always think about her. I always do, every single time. So thinking about this weird stuff. I'm not getting any COVID shots, though. I know that. You know, I'm just like, ugh. I'm not getting any more of those. And I'm, you know, still looking for a doctor. If anybody's a doctor out there, just call me up and say, I am going to save you. Now, I'm making a green by mixing green with red, which makes a darker green. We have 5 minutes. It's perfect timing. I'm going to tone out the background, and I'm going to tone out that green. I am going to add a little bit of white, but I'm going to tone out this green so it's more of like a mossy green. All right? And I'm going to put that kind of back here. I'm going to leave some of the regular green, but I'm going to use some of this mossy green. Is kind of going to get rid of just that dark look. And it's going to make the horse come a little closer, I hope. I think. I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I should know what I'm doing by now, but I don't know. Oh, and then my parents pulled up. Oh, they're so nice. I told them, don't come. I'm going to give you some crazy thing that I caught at school. You know, I've got 600 kids. That looks way better. 600 kids a week. So you can't even imagine when I do grades. Oh, I can't, you know, it's just so hard to do them. I know every kid by face. So if I look someone in the eye, well, not everybody, not yet. But if I look someone in the eye, I generally know, like, that kid works really hard, or no, that kid does nothing. But by name, no way. So it's very hard for me to do grades. So someone I work with said, you know, just when you have them in the class, just do the roster. Go through and just be like, Angel, where's Destiny? Where's this? Where's that? Go through, look the kid in the eye, figure out what he's done, go through the list. Most of them do very well in my class. I should say everybody does very well in my class. You got a couple behavior stuff, but, you know, that happens everywhere. We are going to, I don't know about the pink. I don't know. I'm going to go back in and I'm just going to spruce up this red. And I'm going to make these paintings shiny. Sometimes I have a hard time deciding if I want them shiny or if I want them just plain. And I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. So, you know, I'll decide later. But I don't know. Right now, I don't know. I got to do these yellow stars over. We probably have about 3 minutes, maybe 2. Not a ton. And then on the next episode, I'm going to work on the one of Maddie. And I don't know which one she's riding. Hero, I don't know. But it's great. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe the dad is a rock star. I won't say. I'm not saying anything. They're very private people. Very private. We have a lot of rock stars that live around here, though. Nobody knows it. It's like, oh, people hide out. Nobody wants to be seen. You know, maybe when you're younger, but like everybody wants like to privacy. Oh, don't they? It's like, oh my God. I know my husband would love to have the entire neighborhood be our neighbor, you know, our land. So we probably have 25 houses on my street, 25 times half an acre. So that would be roughly, I can't even do the math, but that would be like 12 acres, I believe. So that would be nice if our house was on all of everybody's house in Farmstead Lane. So it would be like my house would be this in the middle, and then everybody else's house would be gone, and that would be my land. That's exactly what we'd want. But again, you know, if you live anywhere near me, I'm kind of in between J. Timothy's and Miss Porter's. So like right when it starts getting like the mobile gas station there, I mean the Citgo, now it's called the Atlantis. It's gorgeous. I mean, you can get like a cold brew coffee that you make yourself, you know? So we've got 1 minute, and I'm going to wrap it up because Rich is coming with the sign. We're going to do one more episode, so I'm going to be wearing the same thing. I'll redo my lipstick, and we're going to end with this. It should look perfect by the Porter Show. I might ditch the pink, you know? I don't know, but that's something I got to decide. I might ditch it. I don't know yet. That's something, again, that, you know, you take a photograph and you take something and you do what you want with it. Yeah. But always credit whoever, you took something from or anything you're using. A lot of people on Facebook put something on. I'm like, can I paint that? Yes. So that's fun. So I'll see you on the next episode. It's going to be airing probably very soon. October 7th, Monday night, Miss Porter's main building, brick, walk in the front door. Come on in. Can't wait. See you soon. Thanks for tuning in to the Crack of Dawn. I love it. Now we're going to keep doing him. I don't know about...
Sometimes life just happens. Don't worry. Farmington Motorsports will get you back on the road and at a fair price. From towing to tires, emissions to transmissions.
Our ASC certified techs do it all.
Farmington Motorsports is a family-run business. We're a Napa Auto Center and AAA approved. We work on all makes and models from preventative maintenance to major repairs.
And every repair is backed by our 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty.
When life happens to you, don't worry. Farmington Motorsports.
Follow us on Instagram at nutmeg.tv.